Side control isn't just one position. It's not like there's one position of side control. You'll see in a lot of our side control maintenance videos that we can flow between 7 or 10 variations on the position, even just within that little rubric. So what we need to do, because for every job there's a perfect tool, we need to have a strategy to escape each major variation of side control. So we focus on what's called head and arm control, or position 1 of side control, because that's the first one that most people teach. A lot of folks come in knowing it already, either from wrestling or judo or something else. But there are a couple of other variations of side control that we're going to want to learn how to escape from. And so the first one that we're going to look at is what we call 100 kilos. So if I'm on my back and I decide to do an escape, so let's say Elias has head and arm control, right? If I get that underhook and I start going for my underhook escape, Elias needs to make sure that I can't make this underhook effective. In order to do that, he's going to take this armpit, put it on my bicep. He's going to take his right hand and put it by my hip. Now this is a very, very difficult position to escape from. The reason for that is I can't do my knee elbow escape, connecting my elbow to my knee, because his hand is blocking my knee. And I can't get my underhook escape because he's pinning my underhook. So ordinarily an underhook would be good for lifting, but I can't lift at all. So what we're going to do is what we call the ghost escape. In order to do the ghost escape, I'm going to need to get my hand between his hand and my hip, because blocking the hip is one of the best ways to preserve side control. So I'm going to give him a little bump and get my hand under. So my hand comes under, the heel of my hand is going to come between my hip and his arm. As this happens, I'm going to put my hand in his armpit, which he already put there for me. I'm going to bridge and lift with my underhook the near side hand to his body and spin out. Usually I'm going to end up in a sort of seated guard here. There are other ways to go into attacks from here, but we're not going to worry about that for now. We're going to worry about that on our advanced curriculum. I'm going to show that again from another angle just so you can see the disruption. One of the things you'll hear me shout when you're in side control often is block the hip, so that, for example, if I want to connect my elbow to my knee and Elias just puts his knee there, like on the hip, he's blocking the hip, can't connect my knee to my elbow, right? Or if he puts his hand on the mat, it's going to be hard for me to get to my elbow to my knee. So what I have to do is take the heel of my hand, post it toward him, and disrupt that connection. So let's do that from this angle. I'm flat on my back. Elias is in head and arm control. I want to get the underhook. He correctly goes to the correct side control position to disrupt the underhook, right? So this hand needs to do something other than what it's doing. So I'm going to give a quick bump and get it underneath him with the heel of my hand, the opposite of my palm, facing toward him. As I give that little bump, the heel of my hand comes between my hip and his bicep. This hand can do a number of different things depending on what we want to do. We just want to find a brace for our left hand, either under his armpit or on his shoulder, and I'm going to bridge away while I lift with my underhook, coming out to the open guard. We call this the ghost escape, and it's one of the most effective escapes from 100 kilos, which is a very difficult position to escape from. It's really good to get it's really useful to get good at this escape, because it can also set up attacks for head and arm chokes that we can attack later.